Hello there and welcome back to Go Boss Planners. If you are not new here, you'll notice that we have a new name now here on this channel, which I'm super duper excited about. I will be talking about the new name and the strategy and everything that it means in subsequent videos, so stay tuned for that. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Christina, and on this channel I like to do planning videos, and I also share planning tips, especially around goals achievement and just sharing my own process for goal setting and just achieving the results that you want in your life. So if that's what you're looking for, definitely get subscribed because the content is only going to get a lot better from here. So excited about the new shift and direction of this channel. So here in front of me, I am going to be showing you the setup of my new planner, as you can tell from the title. So I want to show you what these pages kind of look like, give you a little flip through. Then I'm going to get them set up into a planner cover, and then we'll do a little bit more of a thorough walkthrough once they're already put into that cover. So I have two stacks in front of me. This one here is my 6-month transformation planner. And this one over here is 90 Set Go. This is a 90-day goal setting process or system to really help you achieve the results that you want. This is a system that I came up with a little bit over a year ago, and I've been working on for the past year, and I'm really excited about because it really helps you to focus and just make sure you're working on those tasks to get stuff done and achieve those results that you're wanting. So I'm going to start by just giving you a quick look at this planner here, the 6-month transformation planner, and then I'll get everything put into my planner as I want it, or into the planner covers as I like it to be for this next month coming up ahead, and then I'll do a little bit more of a thorough flip through at that point. Okay, so this is the Go Boss Academy 6-month transformation planner. Go Boss Academy is my own company, and this is a planner that I designed myself. I'm all about helping women in particular really get the results that they want in their lives, right? I really want all women to live a life that we love. And this planner I've created after coaching for a number of years, and with the own results that I've been able to create in my own life, I've created this planner based on kind of the systematic approach I've taken and helped others to take to really start to achieve results in their life and just really be able to live and embrace life a lot more effectively. So I want to show you just what this looks like right here in front of me. I do have this on an 8.5 by 11 or regular US letter size, and I have the full 6 months of the planner, so it is fairly thick. It is a weekly layout, so there's a couple of pages for every week in the month. And this is again for 6 months. With this planner right now, it is only available in the 8.5 by 11 size, and we can do this in a disc bound punch over here, or we can do it in a 3-hole punch, or we can send it to you without any punching at all, and then you can punch it for whatever system you want to put it into. So like I said, this is a 6-month planner, so I'm just going to kind of show you what the sections look like in this planner, and then once I get it set up into my own planner cover, I'll be able to show you a more thorough walkthrough of what the pages look like. So these pages that I'm holding in my hand, this is all of the beginning pages of the planner. So here we have the setup, your initial setup to really understand your vision, the results that you want to create, set some goals, and you have several goal execution plans and things like that in this front section before starting your 6 months. And then we have a 3-month check-in where some of the work you're going to do it again at 3 months to see what progress you've made, and maybe redirect some of your goals if you find that you're ahead or maybe a little bit off, and just make sure that you can finish out the remaining 3 months strong. So those are at the beginning of the planner, and I'll give you a more thorough walkthrough of what those look like once I get them set up in my planner cover. And then you have 6 months in the planner that look like this. So this is month 1, and then you have month 2, and it goes all the way through to month 6. And each month you can see it's about this thick. So not too bad. It is a weekly planner. It's undated, so you can really pick this up and use it across any 6-month span that you want to. And in your monthly set, you are going to have some setup pages. You're going to have a 2-page calendar and a monthly review. And again, I'll show you this in more detail when we get to actually flipping through my planner pages. In this first label, I put goals and transformation, and this is where I have those beginning pages for the Go Boss Academy 6-month transformation planner, and I'm going to give you a walkthrough of those here shortly. And then the next tab divider is this month, and that's where I'm going to have the current month 6-month transformation planner, and this has the month and all the weekly pages. This is the cover page or the front page of the planner, and here we can write, you know, who it belongs to. You can put your name, phone number, email address, whatever you want there in case you misplace it. And then opening up, we have some additional information here. So for additional information, go to go.bossplanners.com. and just some, you know, social links so that we can get linked up if there's anything that you want to get connected about. And then here, like I said, this is a letter from myself about the planner, why I created it, and you know, why it's a transformation planner. And really, the goal of this transformation planner is to help you to get your life back on track, or if you realize that you're living a life that is not in alignment with who you are as a person and just what fires you up, lights you up, and all of that, then really giving you this planner to help you set some goals that are going to get that life back on track for you. And I'll talk more about that in the process and things like that in later videos on this channel. Alright, so then the next page is let's get started. You know, here we're asking, you know, what do you want, and about achieving the results that you want. And it talks a little bit more about the process here in the transformation planner and how it works. We have some important terms here: results, boss transformation, most important tasks, transformation 3, life categories, roles, monthly actions, weekly actions, and daily actions. These are all really important for the process and for the system. So that's why they're listed there, so that you can understand what those mean. And then over on this page, we talk about the Go Boss results achievement process. So it's a simple 4-step process. Step 1 is to clarify, step 2 prioritize, step 3 organize, and then step 4 is to get to work, you know, to execute. So that's pretty much going to walk you through, you know, what each stage of this process is like. And we have some notes section down here that you can put down any information that just kind of calls to you from these pages here, or any notes that you want to put about your transformation that's coming up. And I've got this really weird lighting situation going on that I'm trying to solve for. Hopefully that takes care of it. Sorry about that, guys. So then next on this page, we have the vision. This is completely blank so that you can use it however you want, whether you want to make a mind map, whether you actually want to, you know, paste in some pictures that you cut out or print out, or if you just want to make this a list, whatever it is, you have this completely blank page. It is not dot grid. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of dot grid. I know that that's super popular, and you know, dot grid might come into play in some planner inserts, you know, down the road as we continue to offer more. But for now, most spots that are freeform like this are just going to be completely blank, because I just like having that blank slate. And so you can use that to really map out the vision. What do you want your life to look like in 6 months? Sometimes it's helpful to think about it in terms of a year and then break it down into 6 months, like what you can get. Then over here is the result. So we have the vision. The vision is like the dream, right? And it's what we see. But what is the actual result that you want to accomplish? What does this vision mean? Over here you can actually write that down and, you know, list out things, like specific things about the results that you want to create in your life within 6 months. And I'll talk more about that when I go through my specific responses. But this is really about clarity and getting super duper specific on what this vision is and what you need to make happen in your life in order to transform it. On this next page is where we're going to drill into that result and that vision even more. So this is called the break it down page, this is where you're going to break down your vision and the results. So on the previous page, you put some images or a mind map or what have you about the vision you want to create for yourself in the next 6 months, and then you got pretty specific and you kind of scripted out what you wanted that vision to look like. Over here, we want to pull out the specific individual results of your life. And the reason that we want to do that is because then we can attribute those individual results to different life categories. Which that is what is super duper important when it comes to the transformation planner, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But the life categories are going to be really, really important when it comes to really creating that transformation in 6 months. So that's where you're going to pull out those individual results and kind of be able to tie them towards life categories. So then on this page here, we have life categories. A lot of goal setting systems do include life categories, and a lot of goal setting systems are actually going to put those categories on there for you, up to 8. And a lot of times folks do need to go ahead and change those life categories to make them make more sense for themselves. I think that the life category is going to be different. Our life categories are going to be very different from, person to person, and then also from whatever stage we are in our lives. So, right now, maybe health and wellness is one of my predominant life categories, but, maybe in my next 6 months that I'm working on, I don't need to prioritize it as a life category. Maybe I want to prioritize something else that's coming up in my life, like maybe a relationship, if I get into a relationship, and I want to swap out some of my categories because I'm good and I'm consistent in health and wellness. Now I want to focus attention on, a new relationship or something like that, right? So that's why this is a completely blank slate. So really the only life category that I do recommend always having consistent is either, describing it as a self or a personal category. So I have it as self on here, and it says, in addition to yourself, what are the 7 other life categories you are focusing on for the next 6 months? You can pull those life categories from here. There are also some additional exercises that I can provide you that will help you to kind of figure out what those life categories are. Then you can use this space down here to, help you to brainstorm your life categories, like maybe list out all of the different life categories like in your life or that you can think of, and then really clarify the ones that you want to focus on. So then we have our goals brainstorm. Okay, so based on the individual results that we figured out and the life categories that we are working on for this next 6 months, then we can start to figure out what goals we can set to achieve the results that we're looking for. I'm going to be doing a training here very soon all about goal setting and some of the common mistakes that folks make when it comes to goal setting that keep them from actually achieving the results that they're looking for and transforming their lives. So definitely get subscribed so that you don't miss that if you're not subscribed, and then stay tuned so that I can share that with you, because it's huge. It's nuts how often we go about setting goals the wrong way, and that just prevents us from actually achieving what we want. So but with this page, we can start listing out what are some of the goals that you want to set. And then over on this page, you can actually set your goals, okay? So you can set up to 12 goals in here because that's how much space we have. So you'll put what the goal is, what is the associated life category, and then your notes. Notice this isn't tied to any specific life categories. You don't have to have a goal for every single of the 8 life categories that we're working on. The reason that it's like this is because if we just look at all of the goals you want to set for the next 6 months, and we see how often certain life categories are coming up, we know that that's a life category that we want to prioritize during this next 6 months. And that's what leads us into our Transformation 3. Our Transformation 3, and this is coined by, Go Boss Academy or, my coaching process. So the Transformation 3 are the 3 life categories that you want to focus on over the next 6 months, or whatever the time period is, but really the next 6 months, in order to create the biggest impact on the result that you want to achieve. So not all of your life categories, not all 8 of them are going to have the same level of impact on your results and on the transformation you're working to create. We want to figure out what are the top 3 that we really need to focus in on. You know, whether it's yourself, whether it's finances, health and wellness, your business that you want to start, work, whatever it is based on your life categories, this is where we figure out what those top 3 are. And a great way to do that is by, you know, seeing which life categories here have the biggest, have the most, like show up the most, like in this section here. So if we know that self is showing up like 5 times out of the 12, well, self needs to be one of our transformation 3. If finances is then showing up 3 times of the remaining 7, then finances probably needs to be prioritized too. And then we can also just think about the result that we want to accomplish. If something, if a part of that result is, you know, moving into a new house or something like that, then, you know, we know that that's probably an area, environment or home or whatever that category is for you needs to be prioritized in order to really achieve that result that you're looking for in the next 6 months. So that's what you're going to do here. And then we have a page for each of your transformation 3 categories. So this is transformation category 1. And this is where you're going to put what is the life category and what is the goal for that category across the next 6 months. Then you can put the weekly actions that you need to take for these life categories, this life category, and what are the daily actions to take for this life category, okay? And then you have that for transformation 2 category and transformation 3 category, and that's what's going to get you to your transformation 3. The next thing to work on is your transformation mindset. So with the transformation mindset, you're going to answer a couple of questions. So here you're going to list all of the reasons that your brain is telling you that you can't achieve your results at the end of 6 months. Pretty much this is calling out any limiting your beliefs, anything that your brain is doing to try to keep you safe from creating this transformation that you want to achieve in your life. Then down here, you write out how you can overcome each of these perceived reasons. So pretty much we're, you know, calling out the ideas or the thoughts that your brain is putting into your head, and then down here we're pretty much showing you and your brain, you know, why it's false and, you know, how you can actually achieve the result you're looking for. And then we get into our intentions, and this is a very, very important page in this transformation. So the first question is, how do you want to feel at the end of 6 months? And this is so important. This is maybe similar to choosing something like a word of the year, because here it does say choose one word, but rather than, you know, focusing on like just choosing a word of the year, it's really important to focus in on how you want to feel. And that's where my coaching process and my methodology is super duper different than a lot of the other methodologies that you'll see out there, is that I really think it's so important to focus in on the feelings that exist within our lives, because our feelings are there to give us insight into what is going well and what is not going well. So in order to create the results that we want in our life, particularly when it comes to transformation, we really want to make sure that we are focusing in on how we want to feel and then doing the things that are going to allow us to feel that way. So choose one word on how it is that you want to feel. The next question is, how will you create this energy or feeling? With what intention? So then you want to choose, you know, one word that is your intention. And this is where the word of the year comes into play. So rather than jumping in right to here with the intention, your word of the year, we first want to start with, well, how are you going to, how do you want to feel? Because that's what's truly important. And then your intention is how you're going to create that for yourself. So choose one word here. Then you can describe, you know, the energy that you want to feel. You can describe this word in more detail and then describe what your intention means. Particularly, like, how does that relate to, you know, creating this energy or this feeling for yourself. Then you can describe how do you want to be able to describe yourself at the end of 6 months. So after you've gone through the next 6 months, how do you want to be able to describe yourself? Is it accomplished? Is it successful? Is it elegant? Is it, you know, this is an adjective. All right, so this first word is a state of being. It's a feeling. This second word is a verb. it's your intention. And then this third word is an adjective. It's describing you, okay? And then what is the desired impression you leave on others when you show up in your transformation energy and with your intention? So when you have this feeling and you're generating this feeling and this energy for yourself, and it's backed by this action, this intention, how do you impact others? Because that's also super duper important when we're thinking about the result. Why do you want to create this transformation energy? Talk about that. You know, why is it that you want to feel this way? Why is this feeling so important, or this energy so important? And then use the space below to map out how this energy will impact your transformation 3 and the other areas of your life. So you can do, you know, the energy in the center here and make a mind map of, you know, each of the 8 life categories that you're working on for the next 6 months, and say, you know, what is the impact, you know, that this energy is going to have on each of those life categories. But you can do it in any way that makes sense for you. So then when we flip the page, we get into our roles. Thinking about our roles is so important, right? Because a lot of times when we describe ourselves, we will describe ourselves by the roles that we play. A lot of times we'll describe ourselves by the work that we do. We'll describe ourselves by being a mom, or being a parent, or a sister, or a daughter, or a spouse, a wife, you know, whatever it is. We'll describe ourselves by the roles, but that is not who we are. Those are the roles that we play. And really, this transformation is really about making sure that we're keeping ourselves at the forefront so that we can create and live a life that we absolutely love. And the only way to do that is when we do keep ourselves at the forefront as human beings, who we are as people, not the roles that we play. So that's why over here we're kind of carving those out. So a role would be like mom, it would be wife, it would be, you know, sister, daughter, it would be the work that you do, you know, whatever your title is in the work that you do. Or, you know, as an entrepreneur, or if you volunteer, it's whatever you do as a volunteer. It's all of those different things that you do, and then you can describe them so that you understand what that role means. But it's so important to just understand that, hey, our role is not our identity. The roles that we play, you know, do not create our identity. They're different. And we can choose how we want to show up in each of the roles that we play. So over here on this next page, this is what we're describing. So our intention, how we want to feel, you know, based on the overall intention that we are using to operate over the next 6 months, then we want to describe how that intention is going to, you know, show up in each of the roles that we play. And that'll make a lot more sense when I show you my specific examples, but pretty much you would just want to describe here, you know, for each role that you have going on, how is it that I'm going to show up? You know, what one word can I show up in each of these roles and know that I'm having the desired impact on others, know that I'm operating within the energy that I want to create, and know that it's supporting me feeling how I want to feel at the end of these next 6 months, and describe that, describe what that means. Okay. So then we get into our life categories in maintenance. So here you want to know, what do you need to do in each of your life categories to maintain them and then be able to support your maximum focus on your transformation 3. Because since your transformation 3 is going to have the greatest impact on the result that you want to create at the end of 3 months, we want to make sure that you can focus in on that transformation 3 as best as possible, and but not have to, you know, risk any other areas that are also important across these next 6 months. So you'll list out the 8 life categories, starting with yourself here, but list out the 8 life categories that you are working on across the next 6 months, and you'll list out, you know, some of the things you need to maintain. You can describe like what's included in this life category and list out what's included, because that'll help you to understand like what you need to maintain. And you can also rate each category on your level of satisfaction within them. Not only will this help to support you know, what your transformation 3 is, but it'll also give you some insight into what categories you might want to prioritize in the next 6 months as well. All right, so then we want to bring it all together. And then, so over here, it's pretty much a place for you to just clarify everything that we've gone through, are there any gaps? Is there anything that we've missed? What additional notes about maintaining your life categories and just making sure that you are set up and prepared for success? Calling out any habits that you want to, start working on, and anything like that you can do on this page. And then that's what brings us into our habits section. So, what habits do you want to work on during the next 6 months? These can be habits that you are already working on that you want to continue, or any new habits that you want to start because they're going to, help you in achieving your desired result. Don't just bring on habits just to bring on habits. Make sure that they are, intentional and they make sense with the transformation you're working to create. So then we can get into our 6 months goals breakdown. So here you want to list out the goals that you want to work on across the next 6 months. So you're going to put your transformation 3 goals, right? You're going to do 1, 2, 3. These first 3 are going to be your transformation 3 goals. And then you have space for 3 additional goals. So this could be, additional goals for the same life categories that your transformation 3 goals are in, or they can be goals for other life categories. But you can do up to 6 goals. And that's so that you really can maximize focus on your transformation 3. You don't want to set too many goals, especially when you're setting goals from the right standpoint, and we'll talk about that. But up to 6 goals for the next 6 months. You'll describe what that goal is, and also you want to describe how it's going to impact the result that you want to create or why it's important. And then over here, you can start listing out the action steps to complete each of these goals. Okay, and that's going to be important because then you can get into your goal execution plans, and your goal execution plans are what you're going to use to really break down each of your goals. So you'll put the goals, you'll put the impacts, which says how will this goal impact your result, why is it important, and then break it into 2 smaller goals. Again, we're looking across 6 months, so you can break this into a goal for the first 3 months and then your second month's goal, and kind of pre-plan what that looks like. Then you can list out monthly actions for this goal and any weekly and daily actions for this goal, and then you have space for additional notes about your goal and what to do and all of that. So then you have several of these goal action plan pages. You have 6 of them to go with each of the 6 goals that you list in there. And then at the end of this, you just have a blank page that you can use for absolutely anything you want, or just leave it blank. So then we get into the 3-month check-in, and with the 3-month check-in, we have a 3-month review. So we start with our transformation 3 goals here, and then your next 3 goals that you set for 6 months. Then you can also review your habits. If you worked on any habits for the first 3 months, you have this spot here that you can use for whatever you want to use it for. You have this gray box here that you can write the title of this section. Then you have a life categories check-in where you can, list out each of your life categories and how you're doing in each of them. You can rate them again if you want to, or just use a sentence to describe. And then down here you can rate the last 3 months. So, rate the last 3 months by averaging together your ratings from the last 3 months. Because on each of your monthly reviews, you get to rate the month overall, and then this gives you the opportunity to really quantify how your months have been going, rather than just being subjective about it. Here you'll write your 3-month results. This, you will describe how the first 3 months went and the results that you've accomplished so far. Progress over perfection is absolutely crucial. So this is a space for you to call out your wins and see that you have made progress. No matter where you're at with these goals and the status of them and stuff like that, over here you can really see that you've made some progress, and give yourself a pat on the back for that. Be able to acknowledge that and see that you are working towards that result. And then also just talk about how you feel. How do you feel now after that? We do still have the transformation mindset, but this then is going to save for the next 3 months, here and here. And then we get into, again, the transformation categories. So, we can just write out, you can repeat the same thing that you did in the first one. You can skip these pages if it's not going to change, but You can also use these pages if maybe the weekly actions or daily actions are going to change, or if you want to put the goal for the next 3 months in here and see how that affects your weekly and daily actions. Then we get into roles. If there are any roles that we're adding here or any roles that we're taking away, we have the opportunity to update this and update our role intentions. Again, you can leave this blank if you don't need to make any changes from there, or just copy it over. And then we get into our life category systems and maintenance so that we can rate our categories again at this 3-month check-in, and you know, what else we need to do to maintain or anything like that. So this page I would recommend definitely doing over again. Even if it hasn't changed too much, you definitely want to just rate your categories at the very least. And then you can set your goals for the next 3 months. Again, we have 6 sections. Start with your transformation 3 goals, and then you have room for your next 3 goals. And then we get into goal execution plans for each of your 6 goals that you're setting for the next 3 months. So on these goal execution plans, you'll notice that we don't have to break them into, you know, the first 3-month goal and the next 3-month goal. So instead we have break the goal into smaller goals and milestones. So maybe you can break it out into monthly goals since you just have 3 months left, or some milestones, or, you know, however you want to see that. Then you can do your monthly actions, weekly and daily actions as well, and any notes. So those are your 6 goal action plans. And then you're going to have a blank page here again that you can use for whatever you would like to use it for, or leave it blank. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you what the monthly looks like. So each month has like this decorative or semi-decorative page that just says month and the number. So this is month 1, and then of course month 2 has month 2 written here, and all of them are going to have the number of the month up through 6. So when I open this up, I get into a 2-page calendar spread. Like I said, this planner is completely undated. So you have a spot for notes here. There's also this blank spot here that you can use for a key, like a color coding key or anything you want to use it for. But pretty much you have, you know, your 7 columns here for Sunday through Saturday, and then you have 6 boxes here, because you don't want to have to, you know, if there's a month that kind of runs over, instead of having to share a box for like the 24th and the 31st or something like that, you can just have like the space available. And then, you know, on those months that, you know, 5 weeks are, you know, enough, then you just have this extra space down here. You can, you know, white out these gray boxes here if you want to, and use the space however you want to. So very flexible and versatile there. Even though it is an undated planner, this is a Sunday start calendar. I am thinking about maybe doing a Monday start calendar as well. So if that would be helpful, definitely let me know in the comments below. So then we start by declaring our intentions, because that is so important to set the intention, set the tone for your month ahead so that you can really achieve those results you're looking for. So in here, you would say, I am, and this would be your transformation energy. So whatever that transformation energy it is, that feeling, you want to write it in your month. And it's I am because it's an affirmation. That is who you are. I operate with, and this is your verb, this is your intention here. And then I provide, you know, what to others. And this is your transformation output. It's the impact that you have on others. And you can describe that here. This would be a great place, like you can put that, the word in a really nice sticker if you have some, you know, word stickers, or you can, you know, really script it in, and then you can really describe that over here in these lines, however you want to use it. This page is titled Map It Out. This is a great spot to just mind map how you want your month to go, how these energies or your intentions are going to, you know, impact your actions this month. Map out whatever it is you need to. And then we have a spot for this month's goals, okay? So there are 10 spaces in here because you can have a monthly goal for each of your 6 goals that you set in your pre-work, and then maybe you need to break a couple of your goals into smaller goals. So, you know, there's some extra space here just in case you just want to further divide your monthly goals a little bit. So you'll put the goal here. What is this related to? So of those 6 goals that you set, what's the related goal here so that you know why you're doing this, and describe it. Describe what that outcome is, okay? And then over here you can list out the action steps that you need to complete to achieve this goal, which will ultimately help you to achieve this goal, okay? Then we have our monthly actions tracker. So here you can list out what the action is, then you can list out what the associated life category is. This is where you can check off that it is completed in the month, and then any notes that you want to put about it. Then we have a space for, and this is important because this is making sure that you are maintaining the things in your life category. So this is not just associated to the monthly, weekly, daily actions of your goals, but also of your life categories. Remember how we had the life categories set up in maintenance tables. So then weekly actions are the same. We have 5 columns here to check off. You can put the dates up here if you want to, of like the Friday or the Saturday or whenever it is you want to check them off. And then you can use whatever color code that you want to or system you want to in order to denote whether it was completed or not. And then we have a 2-page daily actions tracker as well. So again, action, the category, and then we have 31 spots here and some notes. Then we have some additional notes pages. These are not titled as notes or anything, so you can use these pages for whatever it is you want to use them for. And then we go ahead and get into our weekly spreads. So very neutral, like I said, this is completely undated, but we have here the most important task up here. Remember that was one of the definitions provided in the beginning of the planner. So calling out your most important task for every single day. Then you have some space. You can use this for a schedule or whatever you want to use the space for, however it makes sense to plan your weeks. There are some really light lines there, but they're super light so that they're not really in your way, and they're easy to cover up with stickers if you want to. And then we have this space here. In my planner, I'll be using this for my transformation 3. You can do the same or use it for whatever makes sense for you. Another thing that's super different about this planner, this weekly view at least, is there is a space for self-care. This is on every single weekly spread because, again, the transformation and Go Boss Academy, it's really all about making sure that you are prioritizing yourself, not being selfish, but making sure to prioritize yourself and creating a life that is in alignment with who you are, and not putting everything and everyone else ahead of you. So self-care is always going to be there, making sure that you're doing some weekly self-care, whatever that means for you. Appointments are on here, any important appointments that you have on the radar for this week. If you didn't want to use this as a schedule, let's say you wanted to keep this, use this to write in what actually happens for the week, at least you can go ahead and use this spot down here for your appointments for the week. You can also very easily white this out and turn it into whatever you want. Then you have a spot to map out your week as well. It's titled Map It Out. You can make a little mind map for how it is you want your week to go. This is a great way to kind of call out what your most important tasks are going to be, or what the tasks are going to be for your Transformation 3, if that's how you use this section. And then you also have this spot up here. You can use that spot to put like a daily focus, like maybe a word or something like that. Or you can use it to put the weather, or that you can put your date there if you don't put your date up here. So a lot of different options and things like that. You also have a habits tracker over here in this bottom corner. So 7 boxes that you can, check off or mark if you do complete the habit, and then just write the habit above those. And then over here, a spot for notes. So in this planner, we have 5 weekly sections. After each week, you have another notes page that you can use however you want because it's not labeled, and then a blank page that, again, you can use however you want. Bring in whatever you need to, review your week however you need to, and set it up. And then we get back into the next weekly spread, and that's how it's going to look. We have 5 of these in here. And then after the 5 weeks, we do get into our monthly review. So every month is going to have a monthly review. We start with our Transformation 3, and we'll talk about any progress and wins. Again, remember, we want to focus on progress. It's about progress, not perfection. We don't want to beat ourselves up if we're not where we want to be on these goals, and we want to celebrate any progress that we've made, and if we are in fact like over on these goals, okay? And then we have the next 3 goals that we can put, you know, a status, progress, wins, things like that as well. Review our habits as well, any habits we were working on for the month, and then we can put next month's priorities here, and we have a life categories check-in. This is where we can rate the month as well. How did your month go? It says here to rate the month based on how you executed on your intentions, your overall energy, progress on your goals, and taking into consideration your other life categories. So give your month a rating, because then that's how you're going to be able to get that 3-month rating. And I notice here this says rate the 3 months. That's a typo. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's just supposed to say rate the month. And then over here you have space to just kind of map out the impact of your progress, the progress you've made, or maybe map out and get prepared for the next month ahead. Back here you have a notes page that is untitled. You can use it for whatever it is you want to use it for. So that is the Go Boss Academy 6-month transformation planner. I am so excited to finally bring this out and you know, be able to share this with you all. I've been working on this process for a long time, and I put so much time, effort, and energy into this planner. This is the first version of it. It's going to change over time, you know, as I get everybody's feedback and you know, as I use it more. It is going to change over time, absolutely, but I'm so excited about the results that this planner is going to help you get. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, here's to an amazing next 6 months once you pick up this planner. Be on the lookout for some additional videos. Again, I'm going to share my exact responses to this planner and how I'm going to be using my 6-month transformation planner to transform my own life, and I cannot wait to share that with you. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Love to have you here, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.